The legacy of Walt Disney endures as a story of a man who made his dreams become reality. He became praised as a master storyteller, released the industry-defining first feature-length animated film, constructed a magical Disneyland, but Walt always believed the most pivotal moment in his career, which allowed him to create and innovate in all of his other projects, came from the creation of the legendary character Mickey Mouse. Since Mickey's creation in 1928, he has become a symbol of Disney's optimistic perspective, has become one of the most recognizable characters across the world, and has resonated in the hearts and minds of generations of children. But what caused Walt and his team of animators to create Mickey decades ago? Hello, I'm Isaac from What's So Videos, where we discuss fun topics for fun people. I love spreading the magic of Disney, which is why today, to celebrate my favorite character's 90th birthday, I'm going to share the story of why Walt Disney and his team created Mickey Mouse. If you'd like to learn more about Mickey after the video, I provided all the links to the movies and the resources I used in the description. And to continue discussing Disney with me, make sure to subscribe and to click that notification button. Although Mickey is one of the most happy, positive, and loving characters in the world, he was actually created amongst turmoil from betrayals, manipulation, and theft. But before we get to all of that chaos, we need to first go all the way back to 1923 in Kansas City, Missouri. The story of Mickey Mouse's creation begins with the bankruptcy of Walt's firm, Laugh-O-Gram Studio, and his move to Hollywood.
I packed all my worldly goods in a cardboard suitcase. I went to Hollywood. Arriving there with just $40 in my pocket for my Kansas City ventures.
With little money and a demo reel of a short film titled Alice's Wonderland, Walt had the odds stacked against him, but he caught a break with an East Coast film distributor named Margaret Winkler. She offered him a contract to make 2 series of 12 films based on the original Alice concept, producing 1 film a month. The pay was moderate, and most importantly, she would retain the rights to everything Walt produced while the contract was in effect. So it wasn't the greatest deal for Disney, but he needed the income and desired to begin to work on films again. With this work coming in, Walt approached his brother Roy to assist him in this endeavor.
Now, my brother Roy was already in Los Angeles. Both of us were unemployed. We solved the problem by going into business for ourselves. We established the first animated cartoon studio in Hollywood.
Together, the two brothers secured small loans to rent a small lot for filming, purchased a new camera and a variety of tools, and formed Disney Brothers Studio. Slowly but surely, the Alice pictures started to earn a profit, allowing the brothers to hire 6 more people to help ink, paint, and animate. But just as they were getting a bearing on creating the films, Winkler demanded they begin releasing 2 Alice films a month. This was not ideal, but it would only get worse. When Margaret Winkler got married and became pregnant, her husband, Charles Mintz, took charge of Winkler's distribution company and began to demand even more of Disney Brothers Studio. Even though Walt and Roy were already working on little profits, Mintz knew he was the only entity providing them with cash flow at the time, so he negotiated a new contract with the Disney Brothers for less pay and an even quicker release schedule. But with the series growing in popularity, they decided to keep producing the films. To continue to produce these shorts at scale, in 1926, Disney Brothers Studio renovated a building on Hyperion Avenue in Los Angeles, and in the process renamed their company to Walt Disney Studios. Although Walt and Roy were truly establishing themselves as leaders in the animation industry with high-quality shorts, the studio began to actually lose money on each Alice picture they produced, due to high costs and technical restrictions of the time. In 1927, to remain in business, Disney and his chief animator, Ub Iwerks, decided to end work on the Alice comedies in search of new creative opportunities, and luckily, Universal Studios had the perfect creative goal. You see, Universal was in search of a new character of its own, so Charles Mintz told Disney and Iwerks to create a new character for them. What Walt brought to Universal and what they would eventually purchase was the character Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Here's how the Oswald deal broke down. Universal Studio owned the rights to Oswald and paid Charles Mintz to create and distribute Oswald shorts. To produce the shorts for Universal, Mintz hired Walt Disney Studios to create the cartoons. With these new cartoons, Walt wanted to do something different. While most cartoons at the time were featuring generic characters and a compilation of gags, Walt longed to characterize Oswald and elevate the stories he was telling. With Oswald as an established, innovative, peppy, alert, saucy, and venturesome rabbit through his movements, mannerisms, and acting, this allowed the artist to create a plethora of situations where Oswald created humor based on his character instead of jokes simply happening to him. Although Mintz provided initial pushback to Oswald and Universal Studio heads rejected the first Oswald cartoon, Poor Papa, Oswald's second cartoon, Trolley Troubles, was released in late 1927 and was Disney's greatest success to date. Oswald was a superstar in the making, allowing Disney's company to expand to a 22-person studio and establishing Disney as the pinnacle of animation. But all of this momentum would soon come crashing down. In the spring of 1928, with the Oswald shorts going strong, Disney asked Mintz for an increase in the budget, but believing he either would take over Walt Disney Studios or create his own animation company, Mintz countered Walt's offer with a 20% budget cut. With the reveal, Mintz had established a new 3-year distribution deal with Universal to provide Oswald shorts for them. He had secretly signed the majority of Walt's animators to his new studio to work on those new shorts, and understanding Universal owned the rights to Walt's beloved star, Walt Disney angrily left the negotiations, feeling devastated. Walt had lost his star and his animators, but at times in your darkest moment, magic can occur. On his trip back to California, something huge happened.
Mickey Mouse came into our life.
He popped out of my mind onto a drawing pad on a train ride from Manhattan to Hollywood at a time when the business fortunes of my brother Roy and myself were at lowest ebb and disaster seemed right around the corner.
With the help of UB Iwerks and the other loyal artists who remained with Walt, they fleshed out the character of Mickey, and after integrating the character with sound, he became beloved by all.
Mickey was simply a little personality assigned to the purposes of laughter. Mickey fitted the need exactly. He brought in the money which saved the day. He enabled us to explore our medium, and he paved the way for our more elaborate screen ventures.
Walt Disney went through many ups and downs on his quest to establish himself as a leader in the growing animation industry. With difficult deals, hostile negotiations, and the loss of major characters, Walt Disney Studios was in trouble. But at one of the company's lowest points, Mickey Mouse was created, which allowed Walt Disney to continue his dreams.
I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse.
I hope you enjoyed today's Disney history video. With Mickey's 90th birthday being celebrated on ABC, I really just felt it was time to tell some stories on Mickey Mouse. He is my favorite Disney character to date, so I loved being able to get the chance to explain how he came to be. So now it's time for the question of the day, sponsored by my patrons. To become my patron yourself, check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/WatsoVideos. If you were going to make an animated character, who would you make? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section, along with any other ideas you have for future Discovering Disney episodes. If you enjoyed discussing Mickey's history, then click that like button. And if you're interested in staying up to date with more magical Disney videos, then click that subscribe button. And please follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. If you'd like to see more Watso videos, then check out some awesome pics over here. And as always, thanks for watching and have a magical day.